Hey guys, my name's Zach. A little introduction. My name's Zach. I've been working at Spectrum Pest Control for about 10 years now. I've been in the industry this whole time, so what I want to do is I want to touch base a little bit on some bed bugs with you guys. I got a piece of paper here in front of me with a bunch of questions that you guys are always asking, and I'd like to get them answered for you. So here we go. The biggest one is, where are bed bugs found? And they are found anywhere. A lot of people think bed bug and they're in the beds. Nah, I mean they are, don't get me wrong, because that's where you're sleeping, but they're in couches, love seats, recliners, they're in office chairs, these seams here like this. They're in your cars. If you take Uber, Lyft, you take a bus, things like that, they're riddled with bed bugs, and that leads me into the next question. Where did they come from? Public transportation is huge. They're everywhere. What happens is you sit down in a chair, let's say at a doctor's office, and they got bed bugs. Whoever was sitting there before had bed bugs. Now you just picked them up and you're taking them home, and it's a never-ending cycle. And it gets completely out of control in incredibly quick rates. So, do bed bugs spread disease? I get this question a lot too. There have been studies after studies after studies, and I get it. You think of a bed bug, it's a blood-sucking, parasitic insect. And you think of that like a mosquito that does basically the same thing. It eats off of you, it eats off of them, and you're spreading disease. The studies have never proven that a bed bug can spread disease. Don't ask me why. I truly don't know. I'm not a scientist, nor am I an entomologist. I just go off of what the scientific studies are telling us. No, they do not spread disease. So if that's the case, what health risks do bed bugs pose? Well, that is a hard question to answer. Person A over here might have a severe reaction to one or two bed bug bites. They might start breaking out in a rash all over themselves. Where person B, he could get bit 1,000 times and he's never going to see anything. Each person varies. Everybody's skin reacts differently to different things. It's pretty difficult. In my opinion, the worst thing about a bed bug infestation is the psychology behind it. You start waking up in the middle of the night thinking you're itchy. You're not itchy. Nothing bit you, but you're scratching. It gives a very real anxiety that it's very hard to overcome after a while. You definitely want to not drag your feet about getting that taken care of. Signs and maybe symptoms of a bed bug infestation. Look for exoskeletons. Exoskeletons are a sure sign that the bed bugs have hatched from an egg and started growing. And what happens there is, think of it like a snake. As the snake grows, it needs to shed its skin. And the bed bug has to do the same thing as it molts. They call it molting through the stages of life, from egg to maturity. They start leaving skins behind. We call them exoskeletons. Those are a sure telltale sign of a bed bug infestation. Look in your seams of your mattresses and of your couches, love seats, things like that. You'll find bed bugs in there. Another thing you can look for is it looks like black mold on your bed frame. A lot of that's your bed bug fecal matter. Sometimes it'll have a red hue to it because of the blood that they're eating. So look for things like that. If anything, call a professional. Call somebody that knows what they're looking for. How are bed bug bites diagnosed? They're pretty difficult to do that without seeing a bed bug. Really, the only way to do it is to find bed bugs. A bed bug bite looks like a spider bite. That'll look like a flea bite. They all look so similar. And the biggest thing is sometimes they'll cluster together. Sometimes you'll have one here, one here, and one here. It's really impossible. A dermatologist, you could go to a dermatologist, somebody who's schooled in looking for things on the human skin, is not going to be able to tell the difference. He might be able to make an educated guess, but he will not be able to tell the difference between a spider bite and, say, bed bug bite. It's really not possible. You have to diagnose the problem, the bed bugs themselves, to know for sure. How did I get bed bugs? I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you. If I did, I'd be a millionaire. The bed bugs, much like I talked earlier, you're getting bed bugs from other people. They're hitchhikers. That's what they do. They hitchhike. They know how to get from person A to person B to person C all the way to person Z, and it doesn't stop. Who's at risk for getting bed bugs? Everybody. If you got blood in your veins, you are at risk for bed bug activity. I don't care if you're Bill Gates. I don't care if you're just like someone like me living in just a typical house. I'm just as at risk as anybody else. The problem is people think that bed bugs are associated with dirtiness. Bed bugs don't care. Bed bugs don't care how you're living. They just want your blood. Sanitary issues, that's like a cockroach problem. That has nothing to do with bed bugs. So how are they treated? They need to be treated professionally. Don't get me wrong, if you're super, super diligent, there's a chance that you can take care of them on your own. But truth of the matter is, bed bugs should be handled by professionals, folks. That's why we're here. I see a lot of people who waste a lot of money and a lot of time trying to do this on their own. And truthfully, the biggest reason for that is they're undereducated. They don't know how to take care of the problem. Like I said, that's why we're here. So if you have any other questions or anything, feel free to reach out. You can comment below. I will do everything I can to respond to them. But until next time, have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.